Hello there! Today in the series of land vehicles, I will briefly introduce you to the DINGO 3 6x6 ambulance. It will be the last DINGO video and variant for the time being, by the way. Next week you will see something else. The safety of soldiers has a special priority in military operations. With the DINGO family, Kraus Maffei Wegmann or KMW has developed a highly mobile wheeled vehicle that uncompromisingly meets this requirement thanks to its protection concept. In cooperation with the German defense authorities, the DINGO was tested and qualified in accordance with official test conditions. The vehicle impressively demonstrated its outstanding properties in extensive tests against ballistic threats, anti-tank mines, artillery fragments and IEDs. The risk of injury to the occupants was reduced beyond the prescribed level. Thus, the DINGO family has a level of protection that has not been achieved by other vehicles in its class. With a safety cell, KMW guarantees direct occupant protection against pressure waves and ballistic threats. A mine-proof seating system prevents the transmission of blast energy to all of the crew members. The protection-optimized stowage concept for equipment and also personal equipment also protects the occupants from the secondary effects of mine and ID pressure waves. And combat wheels with run flag rings ensure sufficient residual mobility over 50 kilometers in the event of a destroyed tire casing or loss of pressure. This ensures that after an attack, it's possible to leave the immediate area of danger under one's own power. And an integrated NBC protection system also allows safe use in contaminated environments. Probably no other Bundeswehr vehicle has saved as many lives as the DINGO. As an all-protection transport vehicle or ATF, it's particularly in demand on convoy or patrol trips. And due to its relatively small dimensions, narrow and winding streets and built-up areas can also be easily driven on. Its Unimog chassis makes it agile and off-road, and of course the DINGO is also armored. And this armor can withstand a few kilograms of TNT explosives and light machine gun fire. And its weapon station can even be operated under armor protection. Generally, the ATF DINGO can be armed with the MG3 machine gun, the 40mm automatic grenade launcher, or .50 heavy machine gun, but not as an ambulance today. The DINGO can usually accommodate up to 8 people, and the Bundeswehr here owns more than 500 DINGOs in different versions. They are mostly used in the Army and in the Armed Forces base, but you find them in the Air Force as well. And one of the most important tasks of paramedics is the fastest possible rescue of wounded soldiers on the battlefield, their first aid and then appropriate medical care. They often risk their own lives under enemy fire. The ambulance vehicles based on the DINGO 3 6x6 chassis are adapted to the respective customer requirements and reflect the different strategies involved in rescuing and caring for the wounded. The ambulance vehicles and the other members of the DINGO family have the same level of protection and mobility as comparable combat vehicles, both in rough terrain and in difficult combat conditions. In the new DINGO 3 6x6 ambulance variant, up to 2 intensive care casualties can be transported lying down and given medical care. Compared to the 4x4 ambulance, the 6x6 offers a larger protected interior volume and a higher payload, so that 2 medics can be placed at each end of the casualty and more medical equipment and consumables can be carried with it. The 6x6 ambulance is equipped with a new, innovative, electrically operated patient loading system. The loading system is compatible with standard NATO stretchers and stretchers used in civil rescue services. The patient loading systems are arranged in such a way that the loading and unloading of the wounded can be carried out regardless of the order. In the 6x6 ambulance, access to the first aid room is via a large double-winged rear door. The variant of the DINGO 3 6x6 shown here in this video has a large capacity safety cell which has a continuous drivers and first aid room. Depending on the application, other safety cell variants comparable to the DINGO 2 can be mapped. The new DINGO 3 6x6 offers a significantly increased payload of up to 5 tons. The new drivetrain of the DINGO 3 6x6 with a high-torque 6-cylinder turbodiesel engine, automatic transmission and automatic tire pressure control systems simplifies operations significantly so that the driver can fully concentrate on the mission-relevant points. The cooling capacity has been improved enormously and offers sufficient reserves for extreme operating conditions. In addition, the electrical output has been significantly increased to ensure sufficient energy supply for future installation kits and conversion kits. Compared to the DINGO 2 HD, the driving performance has been increased again, and the new dashboard architecture has been adapted to the civil Unimog. The permissible total weight of the vehicle is now 20 tons, and based on a new Unimog chassis with a 6-cylinder engine with an output of up to 260 kilowatts and a fully automatic transmission, a large number of new application-specific variants can be implemented while retaining the well-known and internationally leading protection concept. The logistical concept of the DINGO 3 6x6 ties in seamlessly with the DINGO versions that have already been introduced. This allows the numerous user states to continue to have a consistent and cost-efficient supply of their DINGO vehicle family in the future as well. The DINGO is considered the safest and best protected wheeled vehicle in its class. Its innovative safety concept offers its occupants the highest possible protection against anti-tank and anti-personnel mines, IEDs, handguns, and fragments of artillery and mortar ammunition. In addition, the DINGO comes as standard with protection against NBC warfare agents. The DINGO's secret of success is based not only on its first-class protection and mobility properties, but also on its variable equipment concept. It enables specific equipment for current as well as future mission profiles. In addition to an extensive selection of equipment options, the safety cell can also be adapted to the needs of the customer. The cell of the patrol vehicle is manufactured in different variants for up to 8 occupants. The large capacity cell has doors on the side and rear and is suitable for a wide variety of conversion kits as a command post, NBC reconnaissance, or here in this video, the ambulance. As a state-of-the-art wheeled vehicle, the DINGO is not only ideally equipped for a wide range of mission profiles and extreme terrain conditions, but also for long-term economical use. It is based on a militarized Unimog chassis. It enables a low training and instruction effort for drivers as well as mechanics. The low-maintenance, robust diesel engine is also an economic advantage. And in addition, the KMW customer service offers a worldwide vehicle service, also directly in the area of operation, and supports with the supply of spare parts. And this ensures the full performance of the vehicles at all times. So with the DINGO, Kraus-Maffei Wegmann, or KMW, has developed a convincing answer to the diverse global threat scenarios. More than 1,000 vehicles of the powerful all-protection transporter are already under contract for 7 nations. Features are there, of course, for the DINGO 3 ambulance, according to the manufacturer, and I bring them to you, of course, today as well. The transport and care for 2 lying wounded is possible in intensive care. There's an electrically driven, sequence-independent patient loading system. The cooling and warming department is improved. There's sufficient storage space for medical equipment and consumables. There's the double rear door. There's the continuous safety cell with a passage between the driver's and first aid room. The maximum payload and mobility with the highest level of protection is ensured. The basic variant can be used in many ways. It has a flexible modular vehicle concept, and the individual consideration of customer-specific requirements is possible. It has a multinational deployment. The interior height is up to 1.70 meters. The protected cell volumes is up to 17 cubic meters. The potential kit weight is 3.5 tons and the total weight is 20 tons. And there's an improved protection and mobility properties compared to the DINGO 2. But of course, I also have the usual stats for you. The length is 8 meters and 5. The width is 2 meters 39. The height is 3 meters. And as I said, the permissible total weight is up to 20 tons. The engine power is 260 kilowatts. And the transmission is an automatic transmission. It also has a tire pressure control system, which is either automatic or a manual tire pressure control system. The range is more than 800 kilometers and it's protected against mines, ballistics, IEDs and NBCs. But to sum up, I want to bring some features that are most important with the ambulance. There was the transport and care for 2 lying wounded in intensive care, the electrically driven sequence-independent patient loading systems, and the cooling and warming department is really important in this one, and the sufficient storage space for medical equipment and consumables, the double rear door, and the continuous safety cell with a passage between the driver's and first aid room are really important. But it still has the high level of off-road capability thanks to the unique structural connection of the safety cell to the chassis, while maintaining the torsional flexibility of the chassis frame and the use of a swing axle. And also very important for the ambulance is as a passive all-round protection for the crew against mine, shelling and booby traps. Those are those IEDs. And if you want to know about more interesting military technology, you'll find my next video right here in the end screen, and on the channel you'll find all my DINGO videos as well, of course. I'll see you there. I'll be back.